Welcome to the Brykks shithouse. We're continuing on with the complete strategy guide videos for Black Ops 3 Zombies. Our last one was Der Eisendrache, which got a lot of positive feedback. And now we're moving on to Zetsubou no Shima. And we have a few more things this time around, such as the Easter egg. I didn't include that in the last video. And apparently some people thought that I should have included it, so I made sure not to miss it this time around. And we pretty much have everything here you need to know about Zetsubou no Shima. If you haven't seen my last video, the purpose of this video is just one single video where you can refer to the glossary at any point in the video, and you have clickable timestamps, clickable titles here that you can click on if you have annotations that will take you directly to the point of the video. So here we have one video with just one annoying intro instead of 20 annoying intros allocated through all of these little things I have on the screen for you to enjoy. So for the PS4 users, this may not have any use right now as of May the 9th, but for Xbox and PC users, this will be very helpful for you if you want a head start when the map pack releases, which is about a week or two from now. And in a couple months when we have forgotten all of the beautiful steps to do these things in this map. So I think this is a very well together put video, very helpful, and I hope you guys feel that way as well. So I've tried to organize it in maybe an order where you should go through, you know, leaving the important stuff at the early parts of the video and the not so important stuff later on, but the choice is yours to click wherever you want to go. Alright, so turning on the power, probably one of the first things, if not the first thing you're going to want to work towards when starting this map. So first you need a bucket. A bucket will always spawn in the spawn room, so if you're playing solo, no problem there. If you're playing with more than one person, there are literally buckets all around the map for you to find and pick up, and they're very easy to see, so we're not going to go over that, but if you're playing solo, pick up the bucket. And I kept it slow here because if you're watching the power section of this video, chances are you're not very familiar with the map, so I thought, hey, this is a good chance for you to kind of get a general idea of the layout of the map, because it can be very confusing on your first time playing, or your second time, third time, whatever. So the gist of turning the power on is we need to power up 2 of the generators with power, and then we can open up the doors to the permanent power source. So this is Generator A, or Lab A, you will hear me refer to it many times in the video. So fill up your bucket with blue water and bring it over here, and we can empty the water into here. And now this half of the map has power only temporarily, so we're going to hurry and get the other half of the map power as well, and then we can move on from there. So I'm just going to go back to this blue pool of water. Just for future reference, there are 3 pools of water. This is the blue one. There's also a purple and a green one located all across the map. So we're keeping it simple. We're just using the blue water. And if this is your first time playing this map, you can actually see these power surges through the wires that lead you to the door. Not very important. However, it is a good tool to use if you get lost. You can just follow this blue surge, and it kind of gives you a general idea of the map layout, because I remember playing it for the first time and it's kind of confusing. So now we're at Lab B, and we're going to turn on the power for the other half of the map. Open the door here, empty my water, and make sure I have a nice full bucket of water. So now this half of the map has power, only temporary. We need that permanent power. So once again, I'm going to follow the blue surges to the power room. Obviously this is irrelevant if you're familiar with the map, but if this is your first time starting, then you have a little guide there. Now I'm going to open these doors, and there will be 4 zombies in there. If you kill them fast, you won't have the Thrasher spawn. This may be a little over your head, but yeah. After you finish off those zombies, we're going to go ahead and run straight into the room. We're going to keep on going straight, And we're going to take a left here. And now we're one step closer to ensuring the map has permanent power. So I see a flashing red light here. It says Generator 3 is out of commission. Hint, it's always Generator 3. You'll notice a giant cobweb here, and I'm just going to slash it open. And now you're stuck in this tank of water until you kill probably about 15 zombies. So there's 3 pockets of air you can go up and breathe. Make sure you don't drown. And it's kind of tricky your first few times doing this, so make sure you have at least a good gun. You're not going to want to come in here with a pistol, because I believe you actually have to finish off all the zombies. You can't just sit in here and wait for the time expire. So just keep swimming around, finish off the zombies. I'm going to fast forward it here. The cage will let you out, and now we can flip the switch for permanent power. And there you go. Alright, so surprisingly, Pack-a-Punch is not that hard. All you need to do is turn on the power first of all, and you'll notice if you go into the back of the room, there's a Pack-a-Punch submerged in a tank of water. Now there's 3 doors in this room that you can go through. One to my left, one straight ahead, and one right off screen. So we're going to start, and each piece is in one of these doors. So let's go with the left door first. So if you haven't already, you're going to need to open that door. Take a left from that room, and this one is pretty easy. After you've turned on the power, all you have to do is just find the piece that spawned under here. There's just going to be one of the 3 Pack-a-Punch pieces down here, and yeah, all you need to do is find it. It'll appear after you've finished turning on the power, and you can see right at the bottom of my screen right there, and I just have a little bit of trouble picking it up. But eventually I do, and there's the first piece. Alright, so part 2. Back in the Pack-a-Punch room, I'm going to go straight ahead to the door, straight ahead, and I'm just going to take a... No, I'm going to stay true. Just keep going straight until I reach the bottom here. And I take a right, and I look for the room that has Mule Kick in there. Open it up so I don't waste my points and open the wrong door. And this one's pretty simple too. All you have to do is just keep swimming, and there's a few pockets of air that you can, you know, elevate yourself and get air from, because you're going to be under here for a while. So you just keep going straight ahead and keep going deeper and deeper into this cavern until you find it. And of course, with all parts, they spawn in multiple locations. However, this one should be pretty easy to find. It's pretty easy to see. Do not go down this cave. That is something else. If you go down there, you might die, and you're not going to find the piece you're looking for down there. So just keep swimming around here. And no, see, don't go down there. So just keep swimming around until you find it. So we went in the left room, we went in the straight room. Now let's go to the room to the right. You're going to walk down here, and you'll see these hanging bodies or hanging mummies. And all you have to do is you just have to go up to them and slash them, and a zombie will pop out. And just keep doing that until a zombie and a piece pops out that you can pick up. So a swing and a miss followed by a successful strike, pops out a zombie and a glowing yellow piece. So there is the third and final part. So once again, head back to the Pack-a-Punch room, and you'll notice these 3 levers located around the railing here. And basically, if you have all 3 pieces, then you can just go up to them and press all 3 levers. What that does is it just drains the water, so you can safely go under there and Pack-a-Punch your weapon. Just like that. Growing plants. So growing plants to help us do better in this map and obtain rewards. There's lots of plants you can grow, and there's lots of details, but before we get into it, you need to know how to grow a plant. So first, you need a bucket so you can carry water to water your plants. And now you need a seed to plant. So seeds drop from zombies, and they're just these blue power-ups here, and you can carry 3 seeds at a time, and no more than that. And you can see how many you have in the top left there. So now you have your bucket and seed, but you're going to need some water to grow your plant with. Now there are 3 different types of water, each in their own distinct locations. You can find blue water beside the lab number 1 room, or generator number 1. You can find green water by lab number 2, or generator number 2. And you can find purple water tucked away hidden in the power room in the bottom floor, just right in the corner here. Now when you have all these things, you can actually grow a plant now. So these little patches are located all around the map. They're literally everywhere. Go up to one, press X or square to plant your seed, and now water it with your water of choice. So to successfully grow a plant 100% of the time, you will need to plant it or water it for 3 consecutive rounds, and you can only water it once per round. So once per round for 3 rounds is 3 rounds. This is my 3rd time watering this plant, so finally it's all watered, and at the end of the round it'll be ready to harvest. So using all blue water, you get a reward plant, which is one of a few plants you can grow. So let's get into the details now. Alright, so these are the 4 types of waters you can use. You can use all blue water, you can use all green water, all purple water, or you can use one of each. 1 blue, 1 green, 1 purple, and these are what you're gonna get. Alright, so starting from the top down, we have blue water, which gives you a medium reward plant, and as the title suggests, you just basically get a medium reward, some type of medium tier gun, a power up, maybe some points. A green water plant will actually grow a plant that holds zombies for you, so at the end of the round, if you need stuff to do, this plant will just keep your zombie in its mouth and you can do what you need to do without it disrupting you. A purple water plant will actually attack zombies and distract zombies. Lots of zombies, not all of them, will be distracted by the plant, and the plant will just kill off zombies for you. And lastly, using 1 dose of each of the 3 colors will give you a fruit plant. Now a fruit plant has a 50% chance of giving you a free perk, or a 50% chance of making you throw up. However, if you already have 4 perks, you will throw up all the time, as you cannot get more than 4 perks using the fruit plant method. Now there's actually a 5th plant, it's called a bad plant or something, I don't know, that's what I call it. And this plant grows when you fail to water your seed for 3 rows in a row, or any type of failure to tend to your seed or tend to your plant. This will grow in its place, and it's just going to give you a shitty reward, something you just don't want. Now we're actually not done here, we're almost done. All of these plants can actually be upgraded, and how you do that is when you plant your seed and you water it, you immediately shoot it with the KT4 Wonder Weapon after watering it. Now I'm using the upgraded KT4 in this video clip, but you can use the normal KT4, and you'll notice these green specks starting to float around the plant. That means that you've shot it correctly and you're 1 step closer to getting an upgraded plant. So here's what you can get by upgrading your plant. Alright, so you might notice that most of it looks the same, and that's because it kind of is. So upgrading the holder plant will just make the upgraded holder plant hold a zombie for longer. The killer plant's just going to kill more zombies and attract more zombies. The fruit plant is going to give you a 100% chance of getting that extra perk if you only have 3 or less perks. Can't use that method to get more than 4 perks. And the medium reward becomes a high reward, so you're looking at the best of the best, Marshal, 16s, ray gun, a really good reward. However, the one thing to note in this list here is the revive pod, and that is the upgraded blue water plant. So a revive pod, by upgrading your blue water plant, you have a chance of getting the revive pod, and the revive pod is going to grow this like embryo type egg type deal. And what you can do is when, say, you have your setup, you have all your perks, you have your weapons, you're good to go, you can actually go up to it and press square or X. And that's pretty much going to make a copy of yourself at that given point. So if you go down, this plant you will revive inside this plant with everything that you had when you went up to it and pressed X or square. It's kind of like a save file. You know, you want to save the game before you fight the big boss. And then if you die, you just go back to your last saved thing. So this is actually really useful. It's like a very good version of Quick Revive. And that's everything you need to know about plants. So the ritual challenges. So if you follow this path into the room right straight ahead, you will see a giant pillar. Now if you're playing solo, there'll just be one here, and you can go up to it and you can see 3 different challenges. So the bottom one is a tier 1 challenge, easier one. A second one is a tier 2 challenge, kind of harder, and a tier 3 is the hardest challenge. And if you complete these, you get rewarded. So each time you play a game, these challenges will be different. And before we get into the challenges, let's talk about the rewards and why you should do them. Alright, so before we get into the challenges, let's explain what you get from doing the challenges. So each tier gives you a different reward. And to get your reward, you just go up to the pillar and press X or square when you've completed your challenge. So tier 1 will always give you a max ammo. Tier 2 will give you some type of weapon, usually pretty good. And tier 3 will give you a perk bottle, which you can use, an empty perk bottle, which you can use to buy, let's say, a 5th perk or a 6th perk, whatever you want. In addition to that, completing your 3 ritual challenges will set you up to get the electric zombie shield, which is useful mainly for a couple of steps in the Easter egg. However, there are some minor uses, but those are the gist of it. So now we can get onto the challenges. And similar to the glossary at the start of the video, here is a glossary for all 16 challenges. Since you only need to complete 3, you're not going to want to skim through all of them to find the 3 you need. So if you're playing a game and you see your challenge right there and you don't know how to do it, just click on it and you will be taken to the appropriate challenge. Alright, destroy 5 webs with or without explosives. This one's pretty self-explanatory. There's perk machines, gobblegums, all covered with webs that you can slash or throw grenades at. And if you need more, just wait for a spider round and they'll start webbing up the doors. So there you have it, not hard at all. Shoot 5 spores. Spores are these little orange bubbles that are located on the walls pretty much all throughout the map. There's usually one in each door location you open, so not hard at all, just keep walking around and shoot these little orange bubbles. Use a spore to regain air underwater. There's not much to say about this one other than that you can shoot spores underwater and use them as an air source for a few seconds. Not hard at all. Water the same plant 3 times. Well, if you checked out the plant section of this video, you'll be quite familiar with this challenge. All you have to do is plant a seed and get a bucket full of water. And you'll need to water that seed 3 times, so once per round. And so this trial will take you 3 rounds to do. Not too hard. Water 5 plants. Very easy, not much to say other than I like to just grab the blue water since it's very close to spawn. I think you only have to open up 3 doors. And plant down more than 1 plant and you can get this done in about a round and a half pretty much. So yeah, not much to say, just water those plants. Kill 15 zombies attracted to plants. So what you'll need to do for this one is you'll need to grow a purple plant. That's going to take 3 doses of purple water. These plants attack zombies and distract them, so all you have to do is just shoot zombies that are attacking your plant. And not too hard of a challenge other than the 3-round setup it requires. Use the fan trap to kill 20 zombies. There is a fan trap located just to the right of Juggernaut. And just train up some zombies and kill 20 zombies. Not too hard. Kill 10 spore-infected zombies with headshots. So just gather up some zombies, and we kind of talked about this earlier. Spores, these orange gas bubbles located on the walls throughout the map. If you shoot a spore, a bunch of gas will start floating around there, and any zombie that comes in contact with the gas will start to glow orange. So just bring some zombies, they slow down, and get some headshots. Kill 20 zombies underwater. For this one I like to wait until I have to turn on the power, since you have to kill zombies underwater anyways, so why rush the challenge? And pretty self-explanatory, so just while you're turning on the power, just start shooting zombies. There you go. Kill a mutated zombie before it becomes enraged. This one's kind of tricky and pretty much requires the Skull of Nan Sapwe or a really good weapon on an early round. Mutated zombie is just another word for Thrasher. So when a Thrasher spawns, you'll notice that they walk and they're very slow and they're not going to bother you until you start to shoot it or until some time goes by. So you need to kill it before it gets angry. So that pretty much means just annihilating it with the Skull of Nan Sapwe like you saw there. So yeah, when a Thrasher spawns, just destroy the hell out of it with your best weapon. Obtain a power-up from a plant. For this you're going to need to grow a blue plant, which is going to take 3 doses of blue water. And I recommend growing more than one plant because these plants can give you many things. And a power-up is like an insta-kill, a double points, a fire sale, max ammo. So these things can also give you weapons. So you have to get a power-up. If you get a weapon, you're going to have to grow another plant again. So yeah, maybe grow a couple there. Kill 8 spiders with spores. Wait for a spider round and then find a spore. As you can see, I got a voluptuous one right there. I'm going to shoot it. And any spiders that run into this gas will actually be instant killed. So it's not really a hard challenge at all. Just wait for a spider round, find a spore, and wait for the spiders to run into them. Like that. Eat a fruit grown from a plant. So for this you're going to need to grow a fruit plant, which is going to take 1 dose of purple water, 1 dose of blue water, 1 dose of green water, 1 dose of all the 3 waters, and you'll grow a fruit plant, which, as we talked about earlier, has a chance of giving you a free perk. Kill 3 zombies as they are mutating. So this is actually kind of a hard one, and I'm going to take some time to explain it. So I just shot a spore there, and we talked about earlier, if zombies run through the spores, they glow orange and have a chance at becoming a Thrasher. So as you can see, that one zombie was glowing orange, however it was not mutating. When they are mutating, they will actually turn on fire, and you have a very brief period of time to kill them so that they don't spawn as a Thrasher. So here you're going to see what I mean. I see a spore here, I'm going to shoot it, release the gas, and have some zombies run through it. So this first zombie is just glowing orange, that's fine. But if I slow it down here, you can see one of the zombies in the back there actually starts to turn on fire. That means he's going to turn into a Thrasher real quick unless I kill him. So kind of a hard challenge here, but something to help you get through it is when you open the doors to the power room, there will always be a mutating zombie right there. You slow it down, you can see that one zombie in the back is on fire, about to mutate. So there's 1 free zombie kill, and all you need to do is do 2 more. So just gather up some zombies, shoot some spores, and hopefully they start to turn into Thrashers. Shoot the heads off of 5 mutated zombies. This is actually a pretty easy challenge. A mutated zombie or a Thrasher, just wait for them to spawn, and you can actually shoot their head off. Just aim for their head and you'll see it pop off like a baseball. And then he's going to get angry and start chasing you, so just finish him off. So yeah, you're just going to need 5 Thrashers to spawn and just shoot their heads off. Use the plane trap to kill 30 zombies. Well, the plane trap is just beside the spawn room, near the second skull ritual stone thing. And just a trap, just round up some zombies and kill them. Nothing special here. The Thrasher zombie. This bad boy spawns in between rounds at random times, and can almost one-shot you. It's going to do 4 hits of damage when you have a health of 5 with Juggernog. So firstly, just keeping it simple. To kill him, you just shoot his glowing red spots on his body. Not too hard. However, in the later rounds, he can get very tough, and it is recommended you just use the Skull of Nan Sapwe to send him home. Alright, so the pain in the ass thing with this zombie is that he's a mutated zombie, which means a regular zombie can become one of these. And how that happens is if a zombie comes in contact with the orange gas that's released when you shoot one of the spores, one of the orange bubbles that are chilling on the walls. But also when you kill a Thrasher, he releases a cloud of smoke, as you will see right here. And any zombie that's gonna walk through that has a chance of becoming another Thrasher. So when you're training zombies at a high round, you really have to be careful, because as you can see right there, another Thrasher just spawned from killing the last Thrasher. Because once you kill a Thrasher, they release a bunch of smoke, or gas I should say, and any zombie that comes in contact has a chance of becoming a mutated zombie or a Thrasher. So that's the pain in the ass part about dealing with Thrashers. The training spots. So every zombies map needs a nice training spot where you can loop up some zombies to go for those high rounds. And like many, this map has a few. However, this seems to be a favorite of mine and other people's. There's no really good spot to train on this map. There's just spots that are a little less worse than others. And I think this one under Lab B is probably the least worst of them all, and it's kind of open. However, there are some weird nooks and crannies you can get trapped into, and the zombies spawn really fast and pretty much spawn at all angles, so you're pretty much surrounded 90% of the time, so you have to be aware of that. When I first started training here, it was very frustrating as I would go down quite a bit, but it's just the weird, unorthodox setup of this area, and once you get used to it, you should be able to train here quite regularly, so don't get discouraged if you're having troubles when you first try out, because like I said, it's a weird training spot. As for setups, I like the Marshal 16s. I didn't even have the Wonder Weapon in this gameplay here, I just had Deadwire, and they do the trick quite well. I also have the Skull of Nan Sapwe, which I bring out pretty much anytime I can, whenever it says it's charged. I bring it out and use it to kill a big group of zombies. So nothing too special here, just the locale may be a little unknown to you, so try it out, see how it goes. Like I said, there are other places to train zombies, but I think this one's the best, so give it a whirl. This amazing camp spot. So aside from completing the Easter egg and getting all 8 perks and the achievement, the best thing might actually be the new location you unlocked to complete the Easter egg. And it's right here. You can see down the elevator shaft, and all it is just a long hallway. It's kind of like the Destory's catwalk, except even longer than that, like a lot longer. And as you can see on screen, it's around 38. I think I got close to 50 doing this before things got a little hectic and you had to retreat back to doing a training type strategy. But as you can see, they can't come behind you, they just come in front of you, and it is a very, very easy way to get to a high round. However, the unfortunate part is you have to do the Easter egg. So, luckily the Easter egg isn't too hard in this map. However, depending on your skill level and your patience, you probably won't be doing this every match, but if you do the Easter egg, try this method out, and if you really like it, maybe make doing the Easter egg a regular routine in your Zetsubou new Shima activity. Alright, so building the gas mask, we're going to head to the plane trap area, or the second ritual skull place. You can see the first location is just hanging off that nail there. If it's not there, take a left and you'll see it in a very similar location, also hanging off a nail. And the final location will just be to the left of the mystery box, just chilling on this rock here. So moving on to the second piece, we're going to head down to the green element 115 water, and you can see these pieces are kind of hard to see. They're tucked away, especially this one, but they are all on top of boxes. So you can see the first one there. The second one here is just behind these rocks, once again on top of the box. The third location, just walk up this ramp, you can see it in between these 2 cylinders. Moving on to the third piece, we're going to head to the power room, and we're going to take a left, and you can see these locations are pretty easy to see. The first one is just going to be on the rocks beside the wall by. The second location will just be chilling on top of this crate here, and the third location is also chilling on top of the crate just under the light here. So once you have all 3 pieces, we can go ahead and build the gas mask. I like to build it at Lab A because I generally build the zombie shield at Lab B for training purposes. So what exactly does the gas mask shield do? Well, you'll notice there's lots of gas around this map, whether it be from spores or from big giant thrashers, and if you go into them, you're going to start coughing, you can't sprint, you can't shoot your weapon, you're pretty much screwed. So the gas mask is going to make you immune to that. You can sit in the stank and just chill there, shoot your weapon, do whatever you normally would do, and yeah, you're good to go. Alright, so building the zombie shield. For the first piece, they're all going to be under Lab A, and they're all going to be hanging on these white pillars that are beneath it. So for our first location, we will look at the zombie window with the yellow light coming out of it. There's the first one. The second one is kind of right beside it, near the blue light. And for the final location, it's going to be beside the Kuda wall by, kind of tucked away behind it there. And there's all 3 locations. So let's move on to the second piece. The second piece is near Lab B, and it's going to be hanging on all the trees that are in there. So the first location is all the way in the corner of the map. It's very tucked away there, you can't really see it well. The second location is a few trees back, you can see it hanging there. And lastly, up on this ridge here, we have the final location, all three parts, sorry. Now for the third piece, we're gonna go to Jug, take a right, open this door, and we're pretty much playing four corners with this piece. You can see the first piece is gonna be in the right corner there, tucked away behind this bunker. The second piece is in the left corner, hidden there, and the last piece is going to be when you take a sharp right when entering the room. So now that you have all three pieces, you can build the zombie shield. I like to build mine above Lab B, because that's where I train. And now once you have it built, no zombies will be able to hit you from behind and do damage, until it breaks, of course, and you have another weapon to use against them. The first part to building the KT4 Wonder Weapon is you're going to head down to the green element 115 water, and you should notice a zombie that is glowing green, and you just need to kill him and he'll drop one of the three parts. Moving on to the second part, you're going to need a spider round, and you'll notice if you go up to one of the generators, you can lower a cage, and that cage should contain a purple mist in there, purple bait. A spider will get in the cage, you go back up, you raise the spider, and you take the venom for part 2. Now there's two places to do this, and in the first place, if there's no pink bait, just go to the second generator and do it from there. If you know, you'll know what I mean when you do it. Now for the third piece, you're going to head to the meal kick room, and we're going to go for a dive. And just while I have time, I'm going to clarify in that part 2. There's two cages that can be lowered, one on generator A and one on generator B. If you lower generator's A cage and there's no pink stuff in there, just go to generator B and lower that cage, then you'll find the pink stuff. So back to part 3 here, pretty simple, just swim down here and you can get the third and final piece. Now making it, you're just going to head outside the meal kick room all the way in the basement, and this is the only place you can make the KT4. You don't make it at a regular workbench. So you just go there, and it'll combine those chemicals or whatever they are, and you have your KT4. Now, the KT4 kind of works like the Slicker Fire from Die Rise. You're going to want to hold it until you hear 3 clicks, and then shoot it, and you'll see a bunch of zombies getting splashed. And it's not too powerful, but thankfully there is a way to upgrade it, so that's in a different section. Alright, so unlike other zombies maps, all these perk locations are random, which means the perk's not always going to be in the same place every match. So for example, our first one here, just outside the skull room, is double tap. It might be speed cola next game. Second perk is going to be over by the green water, over by generator B, just up on this catwalk thing here. Perk number 3 is going to be near the blue water, and yeah, nothing special about that. Perk 4 and final 4 is going to be to the left of spawn. It's going to be right there. It was quick revive for me, and I used all my quick revives, so the machine disappeared on me. But yeah, just near generator A, or to the left of spawn. Perk 5 is Juggernog, and this is always going to be where Juggernog is. I have yet to play a game where Juggernog is not there. And the 6th perk is going to be, if you follow past Jug, if you follow this location, you'll find Meal Kick. And our last and final perk is actually really hidden. You can actually get Widow's Wine after defeating the giant spider boss, which is probably something a little too early on. We will cover that later in the video. But yeah, you can actually get Widow's Wine for free here. And there's 2 other perks you can obtain through growing plants and other methods, but you can't buy them. You can get Deadshot Daiquiri and of course Electric Cherry. Alright, so mystery box locations. There are 5 mystery box locations, and let's start off starting off from spawn. So if you go through the left and then take another left, you can find the first location we have here. If you go straight, you can head to the ritual challenges, or the skull stones, whatever you want to call them. You can find the second location. The third and fourth location both require to turn on the power in some sort of fashion. Take a right when you see Juggernog, and it's going to be up in this bunker. The fourth location, you're just going to keep going straight and take 2 lefts. So there's a door right there. Take another left, open that door, and you have your fourth location. And the fifth location is actually just going to be on the other side of the map near the green element 115 water, tucked away under this tree right here. Alright, so getting the skull special weapon. This is quite a process, but a worthy one at that. So at the spawn you will notice this little place holder thingamajigger with some symbols on it, some arrows and shafts. So what we need to do is we need to go find the appropriate skull to put into that thing. So right off the spawn, if you go through the right door and then follow my path and keep going straight and open up the second door, you will notice this little temple thingajinger, and you'll notice they have symbols underneath the skulls. So just find the right one that the pillar had on it, you know what I mean? So the spawn, it's not that complicated. I'm just talking and rambling, so I'm making it seem complicated. But just match the skull with the one you're gonna go to. And I'm just gonna stop talking because this is stupid. Run back to the spawn, put the skull in the thing, and it's kind of like what you did in Eisendrache with the dragons. You had to feed them. Well, now we have to put skulls in this little thing, and all these zombies will come and try to attack it. And you have to defend it for about 30 seconds and make sure that they don't attack it for too long. Otherwise, you got to do it over again. So this one in spawn is the easiest one. It's not very difficult at all, but as we go on and do all 4 locations, they get really hard. So this is not a Eisendrache situation where this is the first thing you do on the map when you play. This is a pretty long process and should be paired with doing things like turning on the power and getting perks, because as you will see in the video, they get very hard. Once the zombies stop spawning and everything's good, you just pick up the skull from the pillar, you run back to where you got the skull from, and you put it down. And so we're going to do this 4 more times, or 3 more times now, and I'll show you the locations. So the second skull we're going to do, and a little harder one, starting in the spawn again, we're going to go left, and we have to open up 2 more doors. So there was the first one, and we're going to go left again, and you will see the pillar here. So just like last time, go up to it, look at the design, and memorize it, and grab the appropriate skull. Place the skull in the pillar, and you're going to get more waves of zombies trying to attack it and kill the skull. And you see we get spiders in this one. And this is the second one, and this one is actually pretty hard. Like, you're going to get tossed around a few times. So yeah, it's just a testament to how hard these things get. In fact, the first 2 you should do without any perks, without anything else. They should be the first 2 things you do in the map. And then we're going to move on, get some perks, pack a punch maybe, I don't know, at least get some perks before we move on to the next 2. So for the last 2, you actually need to do the first part of turning the power on. So if you haven't done that already, if you don't know how, just head back to the glossary and watch it. And the third one we're going to do is just straight into the room, go to the door on the wall, just keep going straight, and you're going to go into the basement, and you will see the third, 3 out of 4th pillar. Put the appropriate skull in there, and this is where it gets tricky. As you can see, these big swamp bastards spawn, and 1 hit and you're almost done, just like that. So you have to be very careful when doing these last 2. They're not as easy as the Eisendrache by any means, so just take your time and make sure that you have the appropriate setup to be doing these skulls. The 4th and final skull is still in the power room. I'm just walking through the whole thing so you guys get a better idea of where to go. You're going to take a left at the end of the room into the power room actually, and you're going to take another left. So 2 lefts, and you see the 4th and final pillar. This one was A-okay for me because I got these Marshals, which are just beast, and you can see how good weapons and good perks really change how efficient these skulls can be done. So I can't stress it enough. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it, and make sure you got the appropriate setup. So after you've done all 4 skulls, put the 4th and final one back in its place, and God wants his tree back, and you'll notice that an underground passageway is uncovered. And silly enough, the 5th and final part to getting this weapon is actually the easiest. You'll notice the gatekeepers from Shadows of Evil make a return. However, this time you actually have to kill them. You can't just run around the room and wait until they're gone. as the skull in the center is going to collect their souls. So you just have to collect enough. When they stop coming, you are done, and you can go up to it and press square or X, and you'll get your skull special weapon. I don't even know what the name is, I can't read it right now, but this is very, very worth it. This weapon is amazing because the wonder weapon in this map is not particularly good. It's not a Eisendrache bow by any means. So this is really one of the best things you can get for this map. So just like other special weapons, you just press your bumpers or whatever buttons you need to press to pull it out. And all you do is hold right trigger and it just decimates every zombie in sight. I like to train them up and get a big group and then put it away so I don't lose all of its special power. So as you can see, it's almost ready to use again, and I just wiped out entire mob. Before we can start upgrading the KT4, you need to do this first and crucial step. This step allows you to uncover hidden parts in the map, which is necessary for one piece of upgrading the KT4. So head to the purple element 115 water, take out your skull, and you'll notice this map. Press LT and it discovers a second part of the map. You should now have the ability to use the skull to find hidden parts in the map. Alright, so upgrading the KT4 to make it a little better than it is in its standard version, you're going to go over to the blue element 115 water, and you'll notice a web that's blocking your path. But if you shoot it with a KT4 bullet, the web will disappear, and you can enter this cave where you will fight this big bastard spider zombie. And don't be too intimidated, she's not too hard. All you have to do is just keep strafing left and right so she doesn't get you with her right and left hooks, and just shoot her mouth when it is spewing yellow stuff. Just make sure you're well prepared before you do this. You know, have your perks, have a nice upgraded weapon. I'm just using the KN44 here, and finished her off in about 1 minute, which was actually easier than using the Marshals. So maybe, I know the Marshals are a highly sought after weapon in this map, but as you can see here, the KN44 is doing damage. Now I just fast forwarded here because, like I said, it's not too hard, you should be fine. Maybe a little intimidating first time, but if you go up to her mouth and press square or X, you'll notice you take a fang, and that is piece 1 to upgrading the KT4. Alright, so piece number 2 is going to have you require you to have done some stuff already. The first thing you're going to need to have done is finish and complete your 3 challenges your totem thing by the ritual skull gave you, and you're going to need a zombie shield. So if you are confused, there are 2 categories in the glossary about the challenges and the electric shield. Once you have your electric shield, go back to the cage you used to get the KT4. Remember when you dropped the cage to get the purple bait? And if you hit the control panel with your electric shield, it will open up and you can get inside it. Now you're going to go into this little pod area here and just spam X or square. Just keep pressing it, look around the cage, and I don't actually get a good clip of it here, but you'll just keep spamming X or square and you'll pick it up. Now remember, there's no notification, so just keep pressing X or square to pick up the second piece. Alright, so for the final piece, you're going to have to go down to the room where you built the KT4, the room just outside Mule Kick, and you'll notice these 2 sewer pipes that you can use for transportation. Now I'm just going to shut up and explain to you what I did here. So right as I pause the video, to the right of the screen you see these little blue pebbles, and that's when you need to press X or square, and it will fill your bucket with this rainbow, this new rainbow water. So how do you time it exactly? It's not too hard. I'll just slow it down so we can get a good explanation. I'm going to pay my 500, and if we slow it down, notice how the water changes. We've got green water, then we go into blue water, then we go into green water, and then we go into blue water. And at the end of this cycle, there you can see the blue pebbles right there. So green, blue, press square X, and you'll get your rainbow water. So now what we want to do with this water is we're going to go back to where we got our third part for building the normal KT4, the herb that was deep in this tunnel. And we're going to use our skull to uncover a secret place. So pull out your skull and press left trigger, and it'll open up this little chamber, and you notice it unlocks a new place to put a plant. So you're going to plant your seed and then water it with the rainbow bucket. Now you'll need to do this, of course, for 3 rounds as per any plant. And on your third and final, or when the plant is fully grown, I should say, you'll notice a nice beautiful herb is grown. Go up to it and pick it up, and you now have all 3 parts. Alright, so head back to where you built the KT4, and you'll notice there'll be another workbench exactly like the first one you used. So you have to use the other one you didn't use, and same thing happens. Mix some chemicals, and there you have the Mesamoon, I believe it's called. I'm not too sure, but yeah, there you go. And you'll notice that this gun is a little more powerful than the standard version, which is good since the standard version isn't too good. And the procedure is still the same. It works the same way. Just hold down until you hear those 3 clicks, let go, and then all these, it'll just chain to all the zombies and hopefully get you some good kills there. Alright, so the Marshal 16s, these are a brand new weapon to Black Ops 3 Zombies. These are the supply drop weapons you can get in multiplayer. However, Treyarch has decided to put a few of these in the new Zombies map. I think the other ones they included was the MX Garand and the HG40. However, these ones stand out from the rest. These Marshal 16s are one of the best weapons in the map. Maybe, potentially, probably the best mystery box weapon you can get. They're just so good and so handy to have, and in a map where the wonder weapon is not very good, the KT4, these things really make up for that. And I feel like the best part about them is how often they activate your special ammo type when you double pack a punch. These things are amazing. And just a wonderful weapon to have out in your hands when you're doing your train, because if things ever get sticky, all you have to do is just fire a few shots and they go down. So yeah, a very good weapon. Alright, so the prerequisite for doing the Spiderbait is to make sure you have gotten one of the pieces for the KT4, the one where you trap the spider in the cage and then take the venom from it. So make sure you've done that. If you need clarification, just check out the KT4 section. You're also going to need to have completed your 3 ritual trial challenges, and you need to have built the zombie shield and have the skull of Nan Sapwe. So once you get a spider round, we can move on to this little spider weapon here. You're going to need to get your shield electric. As you can see, I'm just running across there, and now my shield's electric. Now take out your skull of Nan Sapwe and hold left trigger or L2 to mesmerize the zombies. And you'll notice that one of the spiders will have a red glow around them. This is a spider that you're going to want to keep. So make sure that spider doesn't die. You can kill off some of the other spiders if you want to. I prefer to leave most of them as they speed up the process. Now you're going to take this spider to each of the 3 element 115 water locations, the purple one, the blue one, and the green one, and the spider that was glowing red will start to drink from each of the locations. Your character should also mention that the spider is drinking, so there is an audio cue as well. Here I'll take it to the green element 115 water location, and as you can see, that one spider back there was drinking. And lastly, the blue water location. Now I want to emphasize that this step is actually kind of harder than it sounds. This step can be messed up in many ways. You can run too fast and have your spider despawn, which will mess up the steps. You can have your spider run into these glowing spores across the map, which will instantly kill them. So you gotta watch out for a couple things here. It's not as easy as it seems. Now after your spiders drank from the 3 locations, head to Lab A, and this part may glitch out, so make sure you raise the cage and lower it again. Just kind of reset the cage and make sure the cage is lowered. The spider should get into the cage, and here we're going to use our electric shield and we're going to bash the panel here, and the spider is actually going to go into the ground for a round or 2. Now the next round a bunch of zombies will come after you, but after that round you're going to get another spider round. You'll notice all these spiders will be glowing red and they'll be a little tougher to kill. So take them to Lab A and finish them off here. You don't have to do this, but at the end of the round you're nice and close to the Spiderbait weapon. So as you can see, I just killed the last spider, got the max ammo, and then you'll be able to raise the cage again. Once you raise the cage, you'll see a mummified thing in there, and it's going to do the same thing as it did with the KT4. It'll extract some liquid out of there, go up to the red vial, press X or square, and you'll now have the Spiderbait weapon. The Spiderbait weapon is activated by pressing right on the D-pad, and you get one of these per round, so you never actually run out of ammo. You just can use it once per round. It's not all too powerful. I find it more useful as kind of a last-minute ditch type situation. Whereas if you feel you're getting overcrowded, just hit right on the D-pad. You'll turn into a spider, and you don't have to worry about going down. So definitely a useful Easter egg. Kind of a tricky one to do, but worth it at that. Alright, so the electric shield. The electric shield is an upgraded, or not an upgraded per se, but just a variation of the zombie shield once you build it. And the electric shield has many uses, mainly for the Easter egg and little steps like that. So how do you get it? Well, you first have to complete your 3 ritual challenges, which there's a section on in the glossary if you want to look at it. And once you've completed all 3, you're going to gather all your 3 rewards just like I'm doing here. And once you have all 3 rewards, take your shield out, and you'll notice some lightning will strike down very soon here. So after you accept the 3 rewards, lightning will strike and your shield will be electric. And you can then repeat this later on in the game if you need to. As you can see, I'm on a spider round. I believe I'm trying to get the Spiderbait. Lightning strikes down, and now I have an electric shield. And like I said, this has many uses, but mainly for Easter egg steps like that. Other than that, it's not very useful. However, if you are strapped for cash, you can actually take out your zombie shield, and you can hit things like perks, and you'll notice the machine will be electric, and that is going to reduce the price by half. Obviously, we can't see it here because I already have Juggernaut, but that $2,500 Juggernaut is going to turn into a $1,250 dollar Juggernaut. So, if you're strapped for cash, there's one thing you can use the shield. Alright, so the Golden Bucket Easter egg. This is a fun little thing you can do to get the Golden Bucket, which lets you have unlimited water supply and change what water you're using all on a whim. You don't need to visit the water pools anymore. So before you can do this, you need to grow all 5 plants. That's plant with all blue water, plant with all purple water, plant with all green water, plant with 1 blue, green, blue water, or sorry, blue, green, purple I should say, and one of the shit plants where you just plant a seed and you don't water it. Once you've done that, you can head over under Lab B, and you'll see a tree branch here. Go up to it with your Skull of Nan Sapwe, press LT or L2, and you'll notice that it now has moved, and you can actually plant, go up to it, press square X, and plant your bucket into the seed holder there. And you'll notice 3 locations pop up with more seed holders. And what you need to do is you need to have 3 seeds and plant your seeds in these seed holders. Now what that will do is that these plants will instantly grow to the purple plant we talked about earlier, the plant that kills and attracts zombies. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Now you just need to sit here and chill and wait until these plants kill enough zombies. Now, I have to apologize for I do not have final footage of the Golden Bucket, because I believe Treyarch nerfed these plants, and in the process they completely bugged them out. So I've tried this literally on 6 occasions, and I could not get this Easter egg to finish. As you can see, my purple plant right there has just disappeared for some reason, and therefore I could not complete it because you need all 3 plants up and running. And this is a glitch, so hopefully it is fixed when you try it, because right now it is impossible to do, at least on solo. No matter how many times and how many seeds you use to grow these plants, it's impossible. So that is the last step. You'll know once you're done, the plants will disappear, and you just go back to the bucket and pick it up, and you have the Golden Bucket. And you have unlimited uses with the bucket, and you can press both of the analog sticks to change the color of them. So that's all you need to know. So I have to apologize, but in my defense, this is a buggy situation. So the Easter egg for this map is not particularly hard. However, the bulk of it and the hard part of it is doing all the stuff you need to do in order to actually move on to the Easter egg. Now, I'm just talking right now without a list in front of me, but on screen you'll see all the stuff you need to have done in order to actually complete the Easter egg. So, in my opinion, this is the hard stuff, so you might as well get all the hard stuff done before you go on to the rather easy Easter egg, because if you can't do the hard stuff, why waste your time on the rather easy, simpler stuff? So get all this stuff done, and then all of it has stuff in the glossary, so this video contains everything on how to do all this crap. Do all this stuff in your match, and then let's go on to step 1 of the Easter egg. So you should have already done the first half to step number 1, but if for some reason you hadn't, or you just somehow got the upgraded KT4 without it, we're just going to make sure that you get this done. So head to the purple element 115, whip out your skull and press LT up to this piece of paper. We already discussed this. This now enables you to unlock secret parts of the map, and we're going to do that right now. So keep the skull in your hand, or else you have to start a new round and charge it up again. So this path is a little wonky, I'm sorry for that, but just pretty much head to Juggernog and take a right, and you're going to press LT up on this door. Now you've discovered a new part of the map, and this is a broken elevator, so we need 3 cogs to repair it. So for our first cog, I'm going to start with the hardest one in my opinion. You need a bucket of blue water, you're going to need to plant a seed, and you're going to need to water this seed with the blue water. And then you're going to need to shoot it with your upgraded KT4, the Mesomoon, and you're just going to grow it like a regular plant. So you're going to need to do this for 3 rounds, which is typical for growing any plant. And make sure you shoot it with the Mesomoon every round. So I paused it here, and you can see that it has green glowing specks around it. That's what happens when you shoot it with the Mesomoon. So if you're not seeing that, that means you missed or something. So just double check on that each time you water your plant. Plant the seed, water it, shoot it with the Mesomoon. Next round, water it, shoot it with the Mesomoon. Next round, water it, shoot it with the Mesomoon. And it should grow into something beautiful. So if you remember from the plant section, watering a plant with all 3 blue buckets is going to give you a high tier reward plant. Doing that and then shooting it with the Mesomoon every round should make you get this weird looking plant right here. You can see it's purple and it's got all these yellow spores around it. Go up to it and harvest it, and you should get this big ass cock that comes out of it. If you didn't, for some reason, you'll have to do it again, which is a pain in the ass because that's another 3 rounds down the drain. So now this step gets a little more annoying. You're going to take this rocket you just harvested, and you're going to head over to this big gun that is just beside Juggernog. Now the placement here is a little weird, so you're going to have to go up beside the gun, kind of near the wheels, and press square or X to load this puppy. You should hear some pretty audible machine clunky noises. That means the rocket is loaded. Now be careful, don't go up to it and press square X, or you're going to shoot this thing off and you're going to have to grow another missile. Now you're just going to have to dance around here and wait till you see a plane coming in from the sky. As soon as you see it, go up to the missile and press square X and keep pressing it, because this thing does not shoot easy. Now my cinema skills were a little awful, but the plane you saw in the sky, you just shot it down. And one of the parts of the plane will actually go flying, and you'll be able to see it come towards you, and it's going to land in the map. So this is where my cog ended up, and chances are this is where yours is too. So just keep an eye on that plane when it does blow up, so you can find it if your cog somehow is not here. Alright, so you'll be glad to know that that cog is the biggest pain in the ass, and the rest of them are very simple to get. For the second cog, you're going to head to the blue element 115 water, and you're going to enter the cave with the big spider boss. Now you're going to use your anywhere but here gobble gun, and you'll be teleported to a random room. On the floor you will find the second cog. Pick it up and let's move on to cog number 3. Alright, so for the final cog you're going to need the electric shield, and you're going to head over to the zip line. So take your electric shield out and you're going to bash the control panel, and you'll notice that it'll go down to 125 points and it'll be all electrocuted. You're going to use the zip line and just turn your controller into mashed potatoes. Just hit every button on there and your guy should fall off. At the end of the dock, there's your third cog, and we're pretty much almost done with this thing. Now that you have all 3 cogs, you can go and repair the elevator. Just go up to the generator and press X and put all 3 cogs on there. This elevator will open, and now you can actually use it. So go into the elevator, press the switch, and now we're going to start the boss fight. Now this is the last part of the Easter egg, and this was my first attempt, and it was pretty hard. But that's partly because I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm going to try to coach you through it so you don't have the same problem. Firstly, these 3 tree branches are in your way, and this is kind of a clue to what you need to do. So shoot those tree branches with the Mesomoon, and we need to kill this big tree demon thingamajigger that's sticking its roots at us. So what you need to do is, if I pause the video here, you can see that the tree has 4 branches, and on 2 of the branches there's these glowing orange spots. Now if you see these glowing orange spots, that means you need to fire away with your Mezamoon, and only your Mezamoon, and just do damage to these orange spots. And there's a pretty, you see I shot the one, and the demon, the tree spirit, lost it. There's only 3 left now. But now none of the branches are glowing orange, so you need to dance around in here for a little bit and survive these zombies that are coming after you. And as you can see in the video, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm still trying to shoot the tree, but don't shoot the tree until you see the orange spots on the branch. If there's no orange spots, then just dance around with these zombies and try to survive. So as you can see, I just skipped forward a little in the fight. There's the glowing orange thing, and I'm just gonna nail it with my Mezamoon, and it takes quite a few shots. It's not a one shot, one kill type deal. And now I have to dance around a little bit, and now we have 2 branches left. I see that none of them have orange on them, so I know I can't shoot her yet. I don't know why she's a she, but I think she is, and I'm just gonna dance around here for a little bit. So hopefully you get the idea. I'm gonna fast forward to the end of the fight, and after you defeat the boss, you will get a nice little cutscene, which is always good to see.
We succeeded in provoking him further. Your eyes, I recognize them. Almost as though they were my own. Takeo Musaki. I did not believe I would find you in such a place. I was a warrior. I fought many great battles for the glory of our nation, for the honor of the dying samurai spirit. I was a hero. I share this memory. I have lived many of the same victories. I later learned that my victories were unwelcome. His betrayal was driven by petty jealousy. He knew I could endure anything, that I feared not even my own death. Punishment is one thing. This is cruelty. Who could be so evil as to desire another soul to endure such suffering? Who amongst us could be so dishonorable? Are you so blinded by your own loyalty? The orders came from the Emperor himself. My life, my path, is built upon a lie. This realm may have been corrupted and consumed by evil, but we possess the power to change things. The better tomorrow is only possible if we blow away the ashes of the past. None of us choose the means by which mercy will find us. But I am at peace. I understand what must be done. Will you be my Kaishakunin? It is my honor.
One to go. Guess it's you next, Nikolai.
Nein. There is something else we must do. There is a chain of events that must be set in motion. Call it our insurance policy. in case we don't like where we end up.
And that is all she wrote. That is everything I believe you need to know about Zetsubou no Shima. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I hope I have been some help to you guys. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.